Hey everyone, it's Natalie and welcome back to my channel. So this is my Saturn series. I'm calling it What Success Means to You based on your Saturn placement. So this video is for you if you have your Saturn in Capricorn. And if you do, you actually have either been experiencing your first Saturn return or maybe your second or third, because Saturn has been transiting in Capricorn since the very end of 2017, and it's going to finish its transit in Capricorn this year. So by next year, Saturn will be in Aquarius. And so success here to the Saturn in Capricorn. This is actually its home sign, so it knows what to do. This isn't it's a very straightforward lesson that you are striving to achieve in this life and in your chart. And it materializes the success in a very straightforward way. Success to Saturn in Capricorn is success itself. And that's why it's so straightforward, because the Capricorn archetype is ruling the 10th house, which is about achievement. It's about your legacy. It's about your reputation. It's about what you are known for, because it's something that your entire chart is working to get to. It is the pinnacle of your chart, the point where everything ties together, and it is the representation of what your chart is about, because it gives it, if you watch my intro to this series, my Saturn video, I talk about what this is, and it's kind of, it gives your chart structure and form, because it is kind of what the chart is about, if that makes sense. It's the thing that it's projecting outwards. So when your Saturn that is about this, all of this stuff, when your Saturn's planet is coming into the sign that is about everything that I just said as well, it's just working to achieve that. It's working to achieve success. That's really all that it wants, is a sense of success and power. So this is a pretty powerful placement because everything that you do, all the work that Saturn puts you to do, is to achieve some kind of success. Now, it depends on what your Saturn is doing in your chart. For those of you who are having your first Saturn return, you'll have Neptune there. So Saturn conjunct Neptune, and then with Uranus involved too, it kind of makes it a little bit less tangible, the success. Like, it's less about power and it's more about being able to do work that is creative, that maybe brings some kind of healing. So it depends, and it depends on where your Saturn falls in your chart, but the underlying meaning is the same. Saturn in Capricorn wants to know what it means to be successful. It wants to achieve, because it wants to leave its mark on the world. It wants to be known for something. So it's a very hardworking placement. Now, again, with Neptune there, it kind of makes it a little bit lazy, or maybe a little bit more wishy-washy, but it could also make it more driven to achieve like a transcendental version of success. But it just depends on what you're doing with it personally in your chart. But a lot of the success, again, has to do with feeling successful and powerful. It wants to know what it means to be something in the world, and it wants to be seen as successful. So I think the challenge is, if your Saturn is afflicted in some way to where it's harder to work on it to achieve that sense of success. And especially because, and I'm sorry I keep talking about this generation, but the ones who have Saturn and Neptune there, they're kind of insecure about their Saturn. And that's why they escape, the Saturn responsibility, because they don't trust in their ability to achieve that. So I'm sure that your Saturn return was all about you putting yourself to work to actually physically accomplish something. Because when Saturn comes into any earth sign, it physically shows the success of Saturn. It makes it real, it makes it tangible. So with Saturn in Capricorn, it physically shows up with a career sometimes, or it could just be the way that you present yourself to the world so that you can be physically seen as successful and powerful. Or it's just anything that you work on, anything that you're known for doing and achieving. Because either way, like no matter what it is, Saturn in Capricorn has to make it real, has to make itself real, has to be seen, because that's what it wants. It wants to be known for achieving the success of Saturn in Capricorn. So Saturn in Capricorn is a pretty legendary placement, because Saturn is your legacy. And if it's coming into the sign that is about having a legacy at all, your legacy is your ability to achieve and your success in life. Whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you accomplish, the responsibility that you put on yourself, that is your legacy. And it strives to actually have a legacy, because Saturn in Capricorn lives for a really long time. It's the kind of old placement, it's that old person that stays alive for 100 years. So Saturn in Capricorn wants to stand the test of time. It wants what it does and what it achieves to be around for a long time. So what it's trying to do is leave an impression on the world. So a big part of the lesson is stepping into your power and trusting in your ability to actually achieve this success factor, this point of achievement where you can stand and stake your claim on something, on whatever it is that you've built underneath you, your chart, and let that be part of who you are, and showcase it to the world. That's really what Saturn in Capricorn is striving to achieve. It wants to kind of establish a set of systems for itself, for its life, that can withstand the test of time. And a set of principles too. It really is just kind of establishing a reputation that is known for whatever it wants to be known for with Saturn and Capricorn. It just depends on your ability to accept that responsibility and that sense of power that you can actually achieve this. And then you can be known for whatever it is that you want to be known for. That will be your legacy, whatever it is that you are striving towards. So I hope that this kind of made sense, and I hope this helped you understand Saturn and Capricorn. And I hope your Saturn return, or second Saturn return, or third Saturn return went really well, because that transit was kind of crazy, especially this year, 2020, with that Saturn-Pluto conjunction and Jupiter in Capricorn. But I also feel like maybe it helped you break free from those maybe self-limiting beliefs or self-imposed limitations that make you feel like you aren't successful or that you can't be. You actually can be. That's really all that your Saturn puts you to work towards, is to achieve success and be known for something and leave your mark on the world. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.